We're back!
It's been a while.
When was the last series of Doctor Who actually on? Because it wasn't last...
This time last year. No, this was a longer break.
Yeah.
I remember. I have no idea. I barely remember last year's special, so any further back than that, my memory doesn't. I was just talking about us doing this in general. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, we haven't done this this year because I've not been well.
And now we're back with Doctor Who.
The last episode was Twice Upon a Time, which was last Christmas.
Yeah, I meant before, because this was actually the last series. Because it was a longer break than normal. In the last spring?
Yep.
So it's been
I think it was
technically more than a year.
Yes.
It was not until the autumn it came back.
Yeah, it was spring last year.
Yeah.
So we've not had Doctor Who for over a year now.
What series is it?
And, well, it depends
by
on
modern day, I'm not on the
Who.
actual number. Is it 11?
Yes.
Yes,
I don't think
because
it's...
the pictures of Jodie Foster, so I assume it's 11. Yeah,
Series 11.
I need a picture, so that's what I'm doing.
Yep, first series of the 11th.
First series of the
First
11th,
episode of the 11th
episode.
First series of the 11th episode. We're mixing it up.
So more Bradley Walsh.
Yeah, so I completely... Was it my imagination? Or did this episode not have
No,
a
I was
title
sitting there thinking,
sequence?
we didn't have the opening credits. That was weird.
I kept going thinking, I've not seen it yet. When is it going to come in? I thought, it'll come in with the train.
Nope.
Okay, maybe not. Alright. Because that's about 10, 15 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't recall
think
seeing...
it was.
As a result, no. Which is made me wonder, what is the episode called? Because I don't remember seeing what it was called.
So,
Woman Who Fell to Earth. I'm already on Wikipedia.
I'm just looking for a picture for the video. That's what I'm doing. That's why I need the series number.
Alright, fair enough. So, but to get us started with the new series and our own revival...
I'm now a woman.
We go over to...
Been an interesting year.
I would say you had the long hair.
The hair is still long.
But
it's not as long as it was. I got cut. Still
okay.
Just about goes back in the ponytail.
So, we will start with Sean's thoughts, then we'll get my mum's view, which I've already had, of course.
God.
And then we'll go on to me.
I love how your mum comes before you.
Mum's
I
always
start
more
with my
important.
mum's thoughts.
Oh, yes.
My mum, who was critical of the... okay, we're going to have to bring up the fact that there's now a female doctor. You can't get around it.
Yes, we are already in groundbreaking.
So if you hear helicopters and knock at the door, that's the British police, because I said something offensive on the internet and they don't like that. Especially South Yorkshire police. Anyway, off that, my mum, who was critical of the idea when it was first announced, not against it, just critical, actually said she really enjoyed this episode. And liked Jodie, what's his face, as
Jodie Whittaker.
I'm thinking Jodie Foster, but I went, no, that's...
Yeah, my first name was Jodie Foster.
No, that would be awesome, but no.
It'd be different.
But yeah, so... And she liked the episode. She liked Jodie as a doctor. So yeah, well done. You won that battle. As for my thoughts, I liked it, actually. I was surprised. I was in it going, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be dreadful. Especially after the last couple of series, which, let's be honest, weren't brilliant.
Last series, we agreed, didn't have a bad episode, but didn't have a standout good one either.
Who I do feel got slightly shafted with his scripts.
He did. He
wasn't brilliant, so I do call this a return to some sort of form. Whether it's good, we'll find out in the next...
Yeah, it's only had one episode so far.
Got Doctor's personality yet, because she was a bit befuddled through all this.
First episodes are always like that. First episodes are a case of you only discover who the Doctor is at the very end.
But yeah, I liked the not Predator as the bad guy.
That was an interesting take.
Come from Spain. If he rips someone's spine out, call him Predator.
That would also be very much not approved of.
This episode was kind of darker than Doctor's been for a while.
Yeah, this one really was dark. You got when they were describing the injuries, you get the sense of, oh god, that's why they're not showing it. It's clearly brutal.
So yeah, I liked it. I liked the not Predator. Bradley Walsh, who I vehemently dislike in real life. He just really bugs the absolute.
See, I like Bradley Walsh.
I gotta watch too much of The Chase. He just gets on my nerves after a while. He wasn't that annoying in this. That's the I've forgotten his character's name. I just call him Bradley Walsh. Graham.
Graham. I remembered the companions' names.
I remember Yaz and
Ryan. Yaz and Ryan.
And
Grace.
Who died.
Spoilers.
The episode, you can't not. Saying Gran died means nothing unless you've seen the episode. Who died fighting the giant squiggly thing. Which reminds me of that episode, the one with the drawing.
Yes, it reminds me of the Scribble
well.
Monster.
Not Love and Monsters bad, but not good.
No, I'm trying to remember what that one was called, because it's the one with the Olympics, actually, which
was a cringeworthy, that ending. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. The Squiggle Monster, when she scriggled in it. The squiggly thing. But yeah, other than that, I liked it. It was alright. It's like darker. Not, HBO this up. They can't.
No, they're not going to go that far with it.
Just visually, it was darker. Yes,
yeah, I noticed they seemed to take a slight leaf out of book of Zack Snyder's book.
I mean, even the bit on the train was kind of creepy. Where they're on the train, you see the thing coming down.
Well, the whole thing, actually, when you realise that it's all set in one night.
In Sheffield.
It's actually one of the more faster-paced ones in terms of the story takes place over a couple of hours.
But yeah, it was a tad darker, both literally and thematically. Yeah, I liked it. It was alright. It's better than the last couple of series we've had. Been kind of terrible. So,
which would all be Capaldi stuff, pretty much, really.
Well, even towards the end of Matt Smith stuff, it was.
Yeah, tail end of Matt Smith stuff.
So yeah, I liked it. You can go now, or your mum's thoughts.
Right. Mum's thoughts. My mum thought it was the best ever opening for a brand new Doctor, and she did not at any point miss the previous Doctor, which is a first for her. So my mum really liked it. Mum thought it had everything you expected and things you didn't expect.
Even at the end, I'm like, how are they still alive in space?
We can get onto that in a little bit, actually.
So I thought, the TARDIS has a force field around it, so they're near the TARDIS, and it cut nowhere near. I mean, okay, so how are they still alive? Or is she going to pull a Princess Leia? Oh, he mentioned
I don't think
it.
I
He mentioned
don't
the
think
Last Jedi.
My thoughts on the episode. Technically, it was a good episode.
Oh, I sense a butt coming.
I didn't get a fizz from it.
Good to know.
I didn't get excited. There wasn't a point when I thought, "Oh, this is good." It was like, "Oh, okay, interesting. I see what they're doing with that." But at no point did I really think I liked. I couldn't look. I couldn't. If I was talking to someone about it, as we are here, I couldn't say that I necessarily liked the episode. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't quite say why. Because it's not a case of there was anything wrong with it.
Mm.
It just didn't quite hit the right spots for me. That's about as much as I could say for it, really.
Mm-hmm. This is weird. I'm the one who hates everything.
Normally it is. It's an interesting twist, isn't it? This is the reboot. We've completely shifted.
New 52 version. Next episode, I will cut my face off. The Joker did. New 52 was stupid.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I found one thing. I mean, the episode, as I said, I didn't have any problem. I actually know one of the actors in it.
Do you?
Yeah, the bus driver. No,
Kevin.
No. You would have heard by
Was
now
it
if I
Kevin?
knew one of those ones. Yes,
Kevin the bus driver. What a man.
I've met him. I've met him for a drink. He was in my friend Sam. He was a performer. He was at the Fringe this year. He comes to the Fringe with the show every year. And he was in a 3-person show this year called War with the Newts. And one of the people he performed with was the guy who was Kevin.
Kevin the bus driver.
Which is always weird. It's not very often that you're watching the TV, even as the two of us, we know people who are actors, but even even amongst us, it's very rare that we see someone that we
watch TV much anyway.
No, I don't really
Doctor Who and
either,
The
but even
Apprentice,
then,
and that's about it.
Most of the people that we did actor training with, or we know through anything, they are in maybe short films, like student films and things like that. It's very rare to see someone on TV or on a big screen. And it's always very exciting when that happens. So I was watching, I thought, oh my god, I know him, I've had a drink with him. It's always slightly surreal when that happens. There was one moment that got me emotionally charged.
Charged.
It was
seen this episode. See what you did.
Yeah, I didn't intend to. It was the death of Dennis.
Yes.
The security guard. Because as soon as I knew, you have him chatting with his granddaughter.
It's like, oh, you're so dead.
As soon as I thought, no, they're not going to. Please, no.
Despite not knowing my bodily function, I had to dash off to the loo at that moment. And I went, calling it, that guy is dead. Came back down, Mum went...
Of course he was going to die, but I didn't want him to.
Mum went, you were right, he died. I went, of course he did. He called his granddaughter. Never do that in fiction. You're going to die.
I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't want it to, because it's like... It's one of those things that... It's almost a cliche in that way, really, isn't it?
To make you feel something for someone. Oh, here's the granddaughter.
But it's not just to make you feel... It's also to make you hate the monster or the killer or the more, because the idea of this is a good person who they've just murdered, which makes you hate them all the more. And to be fair, Tim Shaw, with a face covered in teeth.
He should have had a predator mouth. That'd been way cooler. There's something really cool about the predator's mouth. I'm calling him a predator. And after the last...
Although...
Yeah.
The doctor did tell Carl off.
Yes, for kicking him over the...
Yeah, said you had no right to do that. And I thought there was going to be a bigger scene out of that, but it was kind of didn't come up again.
He'll be fine. He'll be next year's companion. It'd be kind of awesome, actually, having the Predator's companion.
But I mean, I like the new companions. Yes, they're very interesting. They're all very unique
cool,
as well.
Should not go up that ladder. Yeah, you can have... But he can do it, but still, he should not go up that ladder. Up the crane. With his coordination. Yeah.
Dyspraxia.
Just don't. But of course he's fine because it's TV and he did it. Still can't ride a bike though.
Yeah, it's a different circumstance, really.
I was saying, go down the hill on the bike. That's how you do it. You have the speed, you keep your balance, it gives you confidence. And never go, you're doing it! 'Cause the moment you say that, they fall off. Every time.
They always do.
Yeah, maybe that would be the season finale. He'll finally ride a bike.
He'll finally ride a bike.
Dalek, but there are no Daleks in this series.
That we know of.
Didn't they say that there's no returning monsters? It's all new. So there's no Daleks, no Cybermen. Allegedly, it's all... They might be lying to us, but it's all new monsters.
Well, in relation to that, Chris Chibnall has suggested, not explicitly, that apparently there may be no TARDIS this series.
I've actually seen a picture of it. Let me find a picture of it. I've seen the screwdriver, I've seen her outfit. I haven't actually seen the TARDIS.
That's it.
This is the search for the TARDIS. Where did it go?
The whole thing is a very... I think that's what the series is going to be. It's the search for the TARDIS. And I'm not really too sure how I felt about the sort of trailer bit at the end of the episode. Not the bit post-episode, but the bit that was kind of... And here are all the guest stars for the series.
I mean, they've always done trailers at the end of the first episode.
They've always done trailers of the first episode, which is fine, because it's a series trailer. It's like, here are some of the things to expect. But it doesn't tend to be a case of, here are all the guest stars going to be appearing, including the names. And it's nice to see them, because we've got some very good actors to look forward to. Mark Addy, Alan Cumming, Art Malek.
I'm kind of being a bad guy. Or at least a crazy guy.
He looks like he's a French musketeer. But a part of me was like, I'm less interested. It's always nice to see good actors. It's always nice to know who the guest stars are going to be in the episodes. But I want to see snippets of actually the episodes. I'm more interested in, here are some of the things to look forward to over the next series. Which they've already done. I mean, before the series comes out, they always do a series trailer. And then there's a new one that comes out at the end of the first episode. So I don't know. No, it's a brand new... Because it's not even Murray Gold doing the music anymore.
The music was very different in this.
Yeah, it's a very different series. My mum, again... My mum didn't dislike anything.
Music. I just noticed it was not what I usually get in Doctor Who in terms of music. It was
I'm just on the Wikipedia page. The music, incidental music composer, it says, is Segun Akinola,
good man.
who doesn't have a Wikipedia page. So they're brand new, or they're just someone who hasn't had a Wikipedia page made about them yet.
Who knows?
We'll see. But yes,
It was all rather different.
yes, it was all very different, really. We'll see how it goes in there. And the next episode is on a Sunday.
We should mention that this is now on the Sunday.
Yeah,
Particularly,
I don't like
why
that.
it's on a Sunday?
I mean,
My mum first told me it's on a Sunday. I went, no, it's not on the Sunday. You got the date wrong. No, it's on the Sunday. I went, why? Strictly's on. Doctor Who and Strictly have been on before at the same time. I don't know if there is something else on BBC One on a Saturday before or
just
after
Strictly. Usually when they've done it, though, it's because they tend to start around the same time. No, Strictly's only been on a couple of weeks, though. I don't know.
When I first heard about it, I was thinking they're going to try and kill the series, which is why it's on the Sunday. I don't know why it's on the Sunday. And the episode was good, so there's no reason to try and kill the series. But it's weird it's on Sunday. I don't know.
It would be a strange way of trying to do it, considering that some of the decisions, arguably, they've made have been done to try and revamp interest in it.
Trying to kill something by trying to revamp it is not uncommon to happen. But they're trying to go, we'll give it a Sunday. I don't know which day is more popular in TV, Saturday or Sunday.
I think Saturday, generally.
Sunday, kids have got to be in bed early because they have school next day. Where Saturday they don't, so it's on that late, but it is weird. I know it's just a scheduling thing.
Saturday's always been the night for bigger things, because it's the whole thing. When you think about, well, Strictly's a Saturday night. You've had X Factor would be on a Saturday night. Ant and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway.
And
Saturday nights has always been the more... Oi.
You find it funny.
But Saturday night has always been sort of one of the peak
back
nights.
In the day with things like that. I mean, who remembers Generation Game? Yeah,
Saturday
there was always stuff
Saturday
on Saturday night.
at the London Palladium.
You would stay in. It's weird because I thought most people went out Saturday
Yeah.
night. I don't. I never leave the house. But people would go out Friday and Saturday night. But hey.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing it.
It's a funny... I don't know if it's on Sundays permanently
next
now.
Next week, I would think it's permanent. It would be weird to
would
change it
suddenly-
halfway through. Because that'll mess everyone up. Just stick it on Sunday now. And whether the next series will be on Sunday. Or if they...
If there is another one.
They didn't have viewing things yet, things just come out. And they didn't get them that quickly. But the episode wasn't bad. You know, they didn't go full... Have we mentioned...
No, it's Sunday nights. They're all Sunday nights now. They're all airing on Sundays.
It's just a scheduling thing. But then again, you say there is nothing else on. And it strictly is extra long now.
Yeah, it even says that the 11th series is set to be broadcast on Sundays, a first in the programme's history, after regular episodes of the revived era had previously been broadcast on Saturdays.
Series on the Saturday as well. I need to ask my mum about that. Actually. Watched it.
I'm having to go back quite a
I
bit.
could just shout down to my mum. She might know, but whether she'll remember what day it was on.
I think it was always Saturday nights, because that was the whole thing, wasn't it? Saturday nights to be... I'm going to have to get a calendar from 1963.
You could just do one from the 70s, or the 80s if you want to go back so far.
Just any... No, it's because I've clicked on Series 1, which has taken me to that one, so... UK calendar.
So it doesn't have the air date. It's just date. It's not a day.
No, it's got the air date.
No date, it's just a date.
No, it's the date. It never says the day. It's always the date.
Damn it, we need to... 1963.
23rd of November. It was a Saturday.
Okay, so it was so if you assume it was the same all the way through to the 80s. I can imagine it was. I doubt that changed. So yeah, it is a strange thing. Who knows? I mean, the episode wasn't bad. It's not like they were ashamed of it. It wasn't.
No.
They didn't go full.
The reviews for it have all been quite good as well. The BBC itself reviewed it at 4 stars.
Yeah, I wonder why. Is it weird BBC reviews its own shows?
I don't know if it's the BBC reviewing it itself, but it appeared on my BBC News feed.
That feels kind of like
4 stars. I didn't read the
good,
review.
guys. When you are going to say that. You're not going to say it's crap if it's the BBC doing it. And
Although I did find it interesting that even if the BBC was doing it, doesn't give it 5
well,
stars.
that would be too obvious, you see. Like, they obviously get 5 stars. Give it 4, it's more believable. You know.
Yeah. It's not
Wow.
perfect.
Out of all the... Bradley Walsh is trending on Twitter. Good for him. And of course it's bits from the chase now. They're all... that's going to have a field day. Anyway, so yeah. So how are they breathing in space? How are they breathing in space? If we assume they are in space...
That's a good point.
It was all a holodeck or something.
The suggestion, I don't know. Based on what we saw of what appears to be next week's episode, it may be they're within the confines of the atmosphere of some planet or something like that. Which is always an interesting point, of course, that whenever we go to an alien planet, I can't think really of any moment when the atmosphere hasn't been breathable.
Well, it's cheaper on the budget than to spend money on it.
It is a lot cheaper on the budget. We know the reasons as a TV production why that's the case.
Translates everything. It's just way easier to just have everyone speak English with wacky regional English accents.
Well, not just English accents.
But
Always English language, but not accents.
even that does mean what's his face is really bad American accent. Who played Perry? Had a really bad American accent. Whoever played back. Remember old series? Yes.
Yes.
She's not American in real life, and you know her accent's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all new monsters, which I'm happy for, because you can only beat the Daleks so many times, so they lose all threat. Which never really happened around about the late '60s, but new stuff. I wonder if they bring anything old back.
Every series has always had
Like
some old
we haven't
villain.
seen before. So, what else is there? The
Zarbi.
That's like immediately recognisable. You've had the Daleks, you've had the Cybermen, the Zygons for some reason. The
Zygons are a classic fauvorite, but they only appeared in one episode.
Come back in the first episode. The Ice Warrior. How much else is... The Masters come back several times.
Sontarans.
How much else is... This...
It depends, because it's a case of sometimes there are iconic ones, like the Zygons, who only appeared in one story. And then you have recurring ones. So Sontarans appeared a few times, Autons did. We've had Silurians, with a major revamp on the Silurians.
Bring back...
We haven't had Sea Devils, but they're usually tied in with Silurians.
Bring back the spacefaring Arthurian Knights from that one Sylvester McCoy episode. That episode's great because UNIT is led by alternate universe version of Dave Lister. And it's made that entire...
it is, isn't it?
Universe.
Is that not Silver Nemesis?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one with...
That's a Cybermen one, isn't it?
No, I remember being one.
No, is it Battlefield?
The Arthurian Knight one. It's the one with the Brigadier comes back out of retirement.
That's the one. It's the one with the silver bullets.
The Arthurian Knights in space.
That's it.
Bring them back.
I mean, there's a few they could. I mean,
they were cool.
You could bring back the Happiness
Well, yeah, there's some
Patrol.
really stupid things you should never bring back, but I'm just thinking how much else is iconic. That people go, oh yeah, I remember that, rather than go, what's that?
I would say the Yetis, but they kind of did it with the Great Intelligence.
I mean, even the Ice Warriors, I think it's pushing it.
The Ice Warriors are iconic.
I like the grabby hands. The grabby hands they had. They were adorable. Or it might be all new. Who knows what it'll be?
I think it probably will be all new.
A little bit, depending on what they do.
But even then, as we've said, it's a case of even some of the new stuff they've had has been pretty good, but the writing hasn't. I mean, remember the Fisher-Price King?
That was us, though, to be fair, made that.
That was us that came up with that.
Awesome
the Fisher King.
It's
Peter Serafinovich. And Corey from Slipknot was the scream for it. I mean, the Fisher King was a terrifying... when you look at it, it's terrifying, and there's so much they could have done with it, but they didn't.
For years, Doctor Who should be scary again. Doctor Who used to scare the absolute shit out of kids back in the day.
Well, that was the whole thing.
I mean, the Daleks used to scare people, and they're literally made out of fucking tinfoil. And they used to scare kids. I mean, the old Cybermen were creepy. Genuinely unsettling.
The originals were the cloth faces.
Just really unsettling.
I was quite glad to see them come back at the end of... Because they were his favourite as well. They're his favourite Doctor Who monster.
They need to make Doctor Who. Come on, scare the absolute crap out of kids again. Okay,
There's enough fear in the world as well, though.
like Doctor Who for 40 minutes a minute.
No, I'm not saying don't go too much. I'm saying it's harder to scare people now.
It's kids. I mean, how
It's a case of because we live in a 24-hour news
the kids
culture,
really, the
and a
young
lot of the
kids
world is
really
filled
pay
with.
that much attention to news. Yeah, they probably hear things, but
I don't think it's a case
You
of
know,
they
let's get
pay
the adults,
attention to
let's
some
get it.
things.
dustbin on
Yeah,
wheels.
I mean-
And
We're more jaded.
cynical. Know how cheaply the old Daleks were made, and you can't take them seriously. And you know that how cheaply they were made.
It's just a man in a suit.
Tim Foyle was Cybermen. Although I remember one of the designers saying that one of the Daleks broke down, they literally fixed it with something for B&Q. It's like,
Yep.
that's amazing. But you know, if the
It's harder to scare people these days, though, as well.
this episode was that a bit. I mean, in fact, I'm not a kid. I have a kid with me to test this on. That came out wrong.
No, I mean it was.
But there was a lot
as you
more
said yourself,
atmosphere and darkness in this one, and you know, Mr. Not Predator was kind of scary. I mean, the bit where he first came
it
out.
was,
with
but again, it's.
what me and my mum called the blue turnip.
It did look like that, didn't
I
it?
was like,
I was thinking of clover
yeah,
garlic.
it's some
as
sort
well,
of vegetables.
possibly.
Well, the next one's gonna be a blue carrot, isn't it? It's vegetable people. That would have been stupid. Even by Doctor Who standards, that would have been stupid. And that's a very low standard.
It'll have Bertie Basso, it'll be the licorice man, the candy man. That's one they could bring back.
But if they do make a series a bit more threatening rather than
Yeah.
scary, and you know, would traumatize the kids. But you know, bring it back a bit of, I would say, dignity to the series, especially after the last couple of series. May have been a longer break, just to, you know.
It's a brand new team.
Yeah, everything's.
It's a whole new team.
I mean, we're in Sheffield, not Wales. It's weird.
Yes, I think I don't know if it has.
It's
If
still
it is
BBC Wales, don't check
been
it.
moved to
It's
be.
still BBC Wales, isn't it?
I'm going to
Yeah, it was in
check.
Wales. Not everything. The Rose is in London, but you know, look.
Well, yeah, I mean the setting for it is usually London, but it's
Yeah,
made
yeah.
by BBC Wales.
Who knows what they.
The premiere was set in
I
Sheffield.
know they've used
Yeah.
Wales for like everything.
I think it's still BBC Wales. Because otherwise it would be BBC North, won't it?
So,
And I can't imagine that it would have. BBC Wales. I think it's still Doctor Who. No, it's still Doctor Who. Still BBC
still
Wales.
Doctor Who. Good. I'm glad it's still Doctor Who. I'm worried there for a moment. What is this? Blake 7.
That could get a
They
comeback.
haven't actually brought it back from how successful Doctor Who was.
I think they do as audio books, don't they?
but
As like audio.
I forgot how it ends, but they might actually have to reboot the series. Josh, I'm now watching the coming soon. All these actors in our thing. Lee Mack.
I still find that
Lee Mack and
weird.
Bradley Walsh. That's going to be fucking.
Lee Max is actually in it because he's good friends with Chris Chibnall, and Lee Max is a massive Doctor Who fan. Because
Well,
apparently he
Malik,
has his
okay, that
own
goes
life-size
I
Dalek.
swear Art Malik's been in an episode of Doctor Who. I feel like he's already been in one.
To
I feel
Wikipedia.
like some guy who's played a villain at some point in Doctor Who. Is it bad that a lot of these names I'm like, I have no idea who they are, what I'm coming. But you know.
A few
Yeah,
of
like,
them
have no
I
idea
recognise.
who they are. Is that just me not
It's
watching much
interesting
TV?
'cause
No,
I've
I don't know who they are.
So Art Malik has voiced someone for Big
Oh,
Finish
okay. He
on a
feels
Doctor
like
Who
the kind of
audio
guy
story,
You go for when you need a bad guy.
but he's not appeared in an episode. However, this is when you get my alternate history thing coming through. Because occasionally what crops up are alternative doctors, so alternative people being cast as Doctor.
There's Rowan Atkinson.
But one of the people someone put together as a list of an alternative Doctor, I think during the 90s, was Art Malik. He's a very good actor. But I think we've kind of just come to the conclusion.
Art Malik is a good actor. That has been the final conclusion.
Art Malik
of
is a
all
good
this.
actor, and that concludes our thoughts on Doctor Who.
We're done. We've established that fact.
We've established
Still
one fact.
got
So
it.
we've established
I'm
that in keeping with the reboot.
It's not really a reboot. Soft
well,
reboot.
it's not reboot,
It's not an
the,
actual reboot. For not
No,
white
it's not an
people,
actual reboot, but-
I mean, Doctor Who's continuity. Although we have found out
true.
one thing: Susan's dead. When she mentioned she had no family, I was like, "Oh, Susan." They should have
We don't know if that's necessarily
I was like,
her saying
Susan.
she's
They should
dead.
bring
It's
Susan
just a
back.
case of
They should bring Susan back. That would really confuse.
See,
That
they
would really
could.
confuse new fans. Well, their family. Okay, it's complicated.
well, they used. Well, I don't think it's a confirmation of that. I think it's a case of as far as the Doctor's is aware, because wasn't it the implication that it was the implication from the Time War was that
Yeah,
everyone
but they
died. So, and even then, Susan was left on Earth with the Dalek
Oh.
invasion.
Who knows?
So it's never as stated as to what happened to her.
Susan.
Because we know that, of course, he said, "One day I shall come back." Yes, one day I shall come back. But he never did.
That's the Doctor in a nutshell, really. And I'll be back.
Yeah.
It won't. And it won't be out of.
I always thought it would be with Peter Capaldi's Doctor that we'd see the return of Susan, or appear in an episode, which he never did.
I've got to watch more TV.
No.
So I'm just going for the trailer again. I've got to watch more TV to know who these people are.
There's a few I
I recognise
recognise,
Lee
there's a lot
Mack
I
and
don't.
Cumming, Automatic, and Spatty. And I might recognise a few faces. Go, oh, what name? What's this name? Or what's this thing? Or but I don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's about the same for me.
Automatic. But yeah, that was the first new Doctor Who. We're on what, the third time they've redone the series? Because they had Russell T Davies leaving, now Stephen Moffat leaving. We're on the third.
Yeah, this is
redo.
the third new lead writer, and fourth Doctor. Technically fifth, since for New Who. And in a complete twist of things, Sean liked the episode. I was indifferent.
I don't say it was the best thing ever, but I wasn't.
No, but I didn't
My
say
favourite
love.
Doctor episode is still the first Dalek one. I really like that episode.
Dalek. Dalek is a
I
really
like
good
it's
episode.
Dalek being scary. One Dalek can do a lot. Daleks are scary when there's one of them. When there's loads of them, it's ridiculous. But there's one of them. It's the xenomorph thing. One is scary. A
Yeah.
lot of them ain't.
I mean, I still think one of the best scary episodes was
Weeping Angels. Weeping Angels.
It's gone from my head. No, not the Angels. It was Christopher Eccleston.
Scary. The Empty Child.
Child.
And
Empty Child. That's it. I was thinking Unearthly Child, not the Unearthly
Empty
Child.
Child.
Empty Child, and then the
Yeah.
Doctor Dances. Those are really good, scary episodes. Written and as well with
Yeah,
Blink,
Steve Moffat.
written by
And everyone was
Steve
excited
Moffat,
when
he was
a writer. How long did it take that to...
Moffat. Was a great at writing episodes when he wasn't the lead
a lot
writer.
more work involved. And
Yes, a lot more work.
a lot more
It's
other
different-
things
it's
other
a
than
different
writing.
kind of job.
Managing all the writers. Keeping it consistent to a certain degree.
Being very possessive over River
Yeah,
Song.
weird. Wonder if Chris Chibnall will get really possessive over Bradley Walsh. Might happen. Although I do like that Peter Capaldi is currently trending above Jodie Whittaker.
Interesting.
Another thing, I think she looks better in Peter Capaldi's outfit. When she was wearing that mostly until she got changed. I don't like the new outfit.
I'm not
I
too
like
sure
her
on
in
it
Peter
yet.
Capaldi's old outfit. Thought she looked good. Now she looks like she hasn't got dressed this morning.
But it looks like what it is in the episode
Yeah.
from a charity shop.
Me.
Which I quite like that, because it's the whole thing like, right, we need to explain where this
I
outfit's
haven't got
come
a TARDIS in
from.
his wardrobe. So
No
they've always
TARDIS
done that,
wardrobe.
like,
And
is
it's-
it John Pertwee got it from a hospital, didn't he? One.
Some
Yeah.
of this stuff. Usually, well,
He,
Tom Baker's it was a
Yeah.
costume stuff. It was just brought through from, wasn't he?
John Pertwee was on Earth because budgetary reasons. I mean, he was exiled.
But he had colour.
My God, he had colour. I know. Suck on that, Patrick Troughton. I had colour. Now we have more colour. But yeah, that was Doctor Who. We may have forgotten Halloween, but we did not forget Doctor Who.
Damned if we're going to forget.
Halloween.
Doctor Who. It's not been Halloween yet.
October. We're already 7 days in.
Yeah, that's true.
And we always ran over anyway. Especially when doing a Nightmare on Elm Street.
That was a nightmare.
Damn you, Fred Krueger.
Damn you, Fred. Still, we got the first 20
Yeah,
minutes
man, we
down.
knew that
We could have
film.
just
Like,
done that.
We know what's going to happen. We've done this a lot. And,
With everything beyond the first 20 minutes, was like, wow, there's more to the film than
Johnny
this.
Depp gets eaten by a bed. And, spoiler alert for
And
a
then
film from
spews
the
all the blood out.
He's the 70s, didn't it, right?
70s.
How old is Johnny Depp?
So, join us
on Sunday.
next Sunday.
That's weird. Sunday.
I don't like it.
I wonder if it'll stick for long.
Well, it's the entire
But
series.
after this, is it just... Yeah, maybe.
Well, Christmas is going to be whenever
Yeah, that's
Christmas
what
Day
it's
is,
gonna be,
but we'll
next
see.
week.
Who knows? Maybe if it's spring, they'll move it back to the Saturday.
Maybe.
Why Sundays? Why BBC? Please tell us.
Dear, damn it, Points of View doesn't exist anymore. See.
Dear BBC.
Why? Oh my! On Sunday now, it throws my entire week off balance. Signed, Margaret from wherever, I don't know who wrote the Points of View.
Margaret from Chipping Norton.
Margaret from Sheffield, and but yeah, we're done. I think we're going rapidly off target, so we will be back hopefully next week, provided nothing happens.
Next week.
Like I get ready to go on the Saturday, and it's Sunday. I know.
He's gravely disappointed.
Saturday. Damn you, Strictly. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.